mobilization of the activity, mobilization of staff to do the activities. I think we need some say in support of vehicle, in support of boats and everything. So it's, meeting rooms. I think we need some. There are some lacking there, and just few. This is the easily identifiable things that we were able to put up, but I think this is the main one.
Some guidance. So when we are brainstorming with the stakeholder like this, and when we are doing a SWOT analysis like this result is coming from internal matter. Nobody knows best on this one more than them. So normally we will not ask for questions. It's clear. What we can ask is, if you are not clear on any point, you ask for clarifications. Observer and others cannot also ask against or disagree with the point, because the point is coming from the one who really with insight. What you can do is that you can say, I have observed that. So you can say that you have observed that. Can you explain more? All right. So, but you cannot say you disagree, because this is purely not the respect, but they are accountable. That's why they know this by heart. So our role as the outsider, or who are coming, you are from the projects, you are coming from outside. You listen, observe, and also ask for clarity. That's what best we can do.
Regional research center. We have many centers, research center around the cotton area. Research work back up mostly in Thai. Yeah? But okay, for every subject we have, and for the weakness, mostly on our from Department of Fishery. Normally we have a lot of the weakness, but we don't want to open more. The first one for the weakness, me, I'm the PC of the Thai Limit 2 project. Only 1 year, okay, I have to change to Phuket. But normally, okay, I understand more for about the activity of the. I think they have to do the time to clear understand. And the second one, not put the right person in the right job. Like mostly, we have only the researcher, and okay, it work for the extension work. I think not too many people want to take care, don't want to do. The third one, as Thai person in the pilot project, that many has, because okay, in each one, in each research, we have too many work to taking care. The third one, like me now, really poor. The researcher very poor for the English. The last one, less experience to work together with the international agency, like a link to this one. We have a lot of work, and okay, to participate, to work together with the international agency.
Point out some strengths and weaknesses from our national level workplace. We have good regulation that we already made based on the situation, the real situation in Indonesia. And number two, we have the fisheries resources. It's a kind of abundant of number of fisheries resources. That's one of the measurement for us to make the regulation, like how much catch vessels that allow to do catch in that area. And then we have a skill and competent human resources. It can be both strengths and weakness, because we have skill and competent human resources mostly in the capital, in the I think like in Jakarta, because we are in the capital. But sometimes it's in the local area. We assign one one officer from Jakarta to share information there, but sometimes they do not accept good, not very good in get the information from the way they, the financial support, we have that one, and policy, we try to make the policy that really thinking about the ecosystem, so it can supporting the habitat things, and some NGO support and international organizations support. And then for the it's a kind of weakness that sometimes local have a limit acceptance of the new information that they sometimes they also did something wrong, like in the application of the law, something they did not a kind of bureau in our country, like this is the statistically bureau and this one is like a research bureau, and sometimes they have data but it's quite difficult to access our project, and then we do in that in region, so we have to some stakeholders and also the local governments coordinate and participate in that one.
And law enforcement, what law and what is this?
For Vietnam, we have some strengths and weakness, and here we just really concentrate on the strengths and weakness of the organization in terms of implementing the international projects. So the first strength is our staff. In terms of human resources, our staff is very motivated. They are willing to do and very enthusiastic participate in the project. And also we have very support from the leader of our agencies. They always support us in implementing the project and any initiative and proposal they support. And also we, because the project have some pilot size and the scale implemented at the provincial level, and one of the strengths that we have the decentralization system from the central level to the local authority. And also our staff have very good condition of working. We have enough computer and have a meeting room and anything support for them to work in a good condition of working. And here is the weakness. The first weakness, like some other participating countries, means staff in terms of bycatch management. We just already deal with the general term of fishery management, but very technical issues for the bycatch management, we completely lack this. We have implemented some international project. However, it is the first time we completely different, because for the international project, we just only established a management board. Experience in implementing the regional project, and this is the regional project, especially under the LOA assignment. Okay, and for the LOAs implementing, there is some delay because inconsistent finance management mechanism. Because the budget will transfer to the account of our department. And sometimes, for example, all the receipt and finance disturbance will be signed by the director. But sometimes the director is not involved in the project, you know. But the project just only one deputy director, but he don't have any authority to sign any receipt and any decision for the finance disturbance for the project activity. Really the point. And the second point about the mechanism, that the flow of the finance move from the central level to provincial for implementing. Because the procedure is very complicated with that flow. So we mentioned here is an inconsistent finance management mechanism. And one of the important for project implementation is sufficient data and information, especially for the database, baseline data, and also for the data collection for the project implementation. So this is one of the weaknesses of our agency is in terms of statistic data, because of the data collection system from the central to local level. So the problem here that if we have a database of the package, but how much with the national system and for the operation after project finance is still the question for us. Okay, thank you. That's all.
Yeah, I think they were elaborated very well. It's clear. It's very clear. No questions.
Thank you. We have listed what we discussed and thought that amongst many other strengths and weaknesses that we have, we listed a few and put it up. First, our strength is, one of our strengths is money in terms of funding and activities or funding. We have available money to spend for projects. And the next is good management plan in all the fishery resources that we have. We have a good policy in place, management plan to manage our resources. Next is knowledge or capability. We have good, knowledgeable people who can really manage projects at the national level. The next is a good collaboration or relationship among stakeholders. That's within the fisheries sector. We have stakeholders from the resource users to the government. We have a good relationship working. You have listed some. And the first is lack of technical officers at the provincial and local level governments. So that basically we are capable of doing what we can do, but going down to the implementation or to the local government and the provincial government, we have officers there, but they are not that capable to, they don't have the technical skills to carry out what we want them to do, or manpower. That's both at the national level, provincial level, and local government levels. Going down, we have a limited number of staff who will be assigned to do specific, apart from what they have to do, they do other things, so there's not much of conflict of interest, but limited time spent on each activities that they will do. Mismanagement, corruption, that's one of the weaknesses that we have. People either in decision making or at a level that they can manage things, they don't do it properly in a way that is clear. They try to mismanage, do things apart from what they're supposed to do, so money or resources are spent on something else, and then the results are not achieved.
I think we clearly understand corruption.
Okay. Weak enforcement system or mechanisms. Well, it says it. We are weak in enforcing what is supposed to be doing. So that is one of the weaknesses that we have. Thank you.
Any observations that you observe? I observe. Okay, so as the facilitator, as you are the chain agent, right? When you are doing this SOP, the cards, now you are trying to see the contradiction. Now, our friends say that this is not criticizing. Our friends say that staff capacity is this one strength. But what happened to this? Why you say that you have a lack of technical staff for the provincial and local level? You mean in terms of number?
Yeah.
Lack of techniques officers. So this is implementation.
Yeah.
Okay, so similar to. So have you started implementation? Okay. Okay. First, when I look at this first, corruption. Then I read this, money, confusing. But okay, co-funding.
5 You see what you've done? You've taken this image and you've applied it. I think unconsciously you've balanced strengths and weaknesses, which because I don't think you told them to do that.
You know, you see, this is a valid point. This we call we call culture of four. It's found it is good for them, it is applicable for them, they will tend to follow. So we can say this is organizational culture has been created, the culture of four. So to apply this into your organization, if you have a good leadership, to start the leadership by having the mindset of evaluation is the first day. The leadership should be able to play the role model that evaluation is the most important one, and this culture can be created by being a good example so that other people will follow. The human nature already tend to follow the society. When we look at the society, what they are doing, that's how culture builds. So organization, this is a good example of how we build the organization culture, and this is the culture of four. Being Rubik's family is the subject is always international interest. So that's something very supportive to what we are doing here, right? The second one is that not only the international interest, but they also are a kind of a supportive from the ecological zone that perhaps helping us, enhance us to have a good opportunity.
Sustainable driven demand. Sustainable driven demand.
And this is the opportunity. What other opportunities you want to raise here?
Assistance,
So assistance from?
international.
So how is different from the international interest? You mean assistance meaning funding?
Funding, technical advice, technical help.
Okay, so international interest is also international issues, but so it must be more specific. Is it in international or the issues that they're interested in, urgent issue, but also they have resource for us to mobilize. What about this?
We set the touches of the common strategy. So this is one of the ASEAN integration. This maybe can
This
do
could be.
that.
This could context of we are all really traveling. What is it? Negative pressure from outside. Say for example, climate change is one example. And what else do you think?
Troll fisheries can be a threat or opportunities. See, can be both.
So the international market demand, we have to differentiate between the citizens of the European countries to comply
Yes,
is
yes.
being threatened.
It is threat. It is.
So this would be in perspective of the European people. So it's a huge demand. Okay. So we are talking about the population in country like where Rick belong to,
Big population.
or compliance. Now you might how we strategize. Now look at how we do it. I will show example, and you will do the same with your project against your goals that you set. Okay. Now my goal is my example. Network of the Rubik's key actors strengthen. That's the goal. Example. Okay. Now, if this is the goal in mind, so I would have to. You get the plus plus. You understand the plus plus. Strength is something plus. Opportunity is something plus. So it's a plus plus scenario. When we strategize or we consider the strategy based on the perspective of strength and opportunity, we get the strategy that we call aggressive strategy. It has 2 years to go. We need to look into the plus point because we can't wait. So we have to be proactive. So we have to strategize using plus scenario. What is that now competition from the fruit juices? So they are now diversifying. They are diversifying their products by that they haven't done before. Make a small can of Coke. So diversifying. Smaller one, and now diversifying. Or diversification. Make something different so that you can still be in the market. You might also like to look at your weakness and strengths. And this one is like today. Everybody have weakness and strengths all the time. We have pressure from EU. We also have our internal weakness that we can't cope with this one. But we have to live with it. So to live with it, we have to stop doing and think the second round. So we call what? Turnaround. We have to perhaps step back one step and revisit our goal and move. So we call turnaround strategy. If we move forward, we will be very high risk. Bring you some weakness. So you need to find a strategy that to minimize the mistake. So they call defensive. So you have in your view. So it's up to you which strategy that you want to use, considering inside and outside. For example, in my opinion, and with respect to you, all of you, and also national scenario, if the REBICS, you have to achieve it in 1.5 years and 2 years. We may not be able to do this much, we may not be able to do this much, because it's delay things. Let keep the problem for the operation day-to-day, solve it. We have to be more aggressive, and perhaps doing something different. This means that we have to make use of the opportunity and threat and make it. And then I say, okay, I just go around and I look at the this one. This is from Thailand. Say is one of the REBIC family. And then okay, what next I have to take? I take one opportunity. We are having experience in coordinating with FAO, an international organization, as our strength in our organization. And also we have opportunity that now funding is available, right? So in order to create network, so my strategy is, in order to fulfill my goal to have the network, I say that to be very aggressive, establish international collaborations with international organizations. What I mean by this, I mean that not Thailand, not Philippines, not PNG, not Indonesia, not Vietnam alone that doing individually, but we have a consortium of the people in the trout fishery to collaboratively develop joint establishment to coordinate with the FAO and USAID and things like that. If we do this, I believe that this network will be strengthened. Right? It's very aggressive. No more bilateral LOA, but it will be joint LOA among family with them. All right? Diversifying, that you can perhaps pick up. We do things that never done before. So what you have to do is now look at the opportunity. So in order to create network, so you have to have in mind your goal. So network, strengthen. We have to do something different. So we have to do something different. So we pick up AU. I don't know what to do yet. Then, what is the threat? The threat could be transboundary. Okay. What to do? Is opportunity and is a huge limitation. Transboundary of the fishery resources. But I think this plus minus can be something very different from what we are doing today. Then, okay, my strategy number 2, to strengthen the network among family. If you can't compete with them, join them. That's why we have Star Alliance, TG, Singapore Airlines, everything. Oh, we are in a space of highly competition. If we can't compete, join. So the strategy is that the RIBIC family expands the network to the EU fishery organization bodies.